There we go. Okay, so we're back here. This is going to be the second 2B, I guess you would say, for the recording. So now we've made Bob. We're going to go ahead and escalate Bob. I'm going to go back in and interact, go to my command shell, and the command to escalate Bob is going to be net local group. Actually, hold on. Let me double check that. It is local group? I thought it was. Add user to local administrator group command line. You guys can kind of see where my thinking goes here as well. So yeah, from the command line, they do net user. There it is. Yeah, net local group administrators. That's what I was trying to think of. Net local group administrators Bob /add. There you go. Now Bob is in the local admin groups. So if we go back and we log on as Bob with that password that we did, let's pray it doesn't blue screen on us. I think it's the recording that's doing it. As I'm trying to record it, it's killing it. There's got to be some sort of... Yeah, that's not good. Okay. So it doesn't matter. Even if we've lost our interpreter session, we've escalated Bob into the administrator group. So if you have this problem, you can go back in and try, if it doesn't seize on me, try to log in as Bob. And if it freezes like this, what you can do is just kill it and kill the power and restart it. Because not always does the recovery from the blue screen of death work automatically. Yeah, so much for our 45-minute class tonight. So if we go back to Cali, we should... Yeah. Once we click on it, we see we've lost our interpreter session. That's okay. Nope. Switch user. We want Bob. All right, so once you recover from that, I'm going to, in order to make a persistence backdoor, I'm going to do something that you should never, ever, ever, ever do. I'm going to stand up Telnet as a service on a Windows box. So I'm going to add a feature. I'm going to click on the Telnet server, which I did this before, and then I'm going to go through and next, and install. What's going to happen is when you go to admin tools, and you go to services, you'll see a telnet service, but you have to install that feature first. So you have to go through the installation of the feature first. So here you now see telnet because we've installed the feature. It will not come up started. You've got to enable it. So you have to go to properties, and it will be disabled. You're going to have to make it automatic and then start the service. Now, on logon, it's going to have an account built in. It's going to look for a service account. What you want to do instead is use the local system account. Allow service to interact with desktop. Okay, so any system account should allow you to log into this bad boy. So when you apply all that, now if you, and you can even do this from your host machine, if you go to, let me bring up TerraTerm. That's my terminal emulator of choice. I'm going to switch it to Telnet and the IP address. Bada bing, I get a login. Now I can log in as Bob. Oops. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have clicked that checkbox. All right. If that doesn't work, you can go back to properties. You can create an account. Ah, here we go. Bob. There's Bob. And you give it Bob's password. And you apply it that way as well. So he's been granted the logon as a service right. Yay. Oh, it won't take effect till restart. So you should be able to log on again after you restart the server. Okay, so with that aside, one thing I did not do in the lab was number 8. I'm sorry, number 7. We need to dump the password hashes. So to dump the password hashes, you have to have Meterpreter access. If you don't have Meterpreter access, but you have an administrator account, you can log on too. So let me try this and see if it'll work. So if I log on via psexec push, user Bob, opening service manager failed. We can go back and try that again, but I don't think it's going to work. I think it's going to shut down our shell. Status access denied. Great. Oh, there we go. So quickly, let's go ahead and go through the Meterpreter, access, dump hashes, registry method. Click on that and launch. I didn't do it verbose, but typically if you do it verbose, I got the shell again through the MS-09 050. So hopefully it won't die out on me. There we go. There's our hashes. Bingo. That's what I'm looking for. I need a screenshot of that for number 7. Okay, so after you have the hashes dumped, even if you lost the reverse shell, you're okay, because then you have to crack the hashes. So there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can do it the easy way through Armitage, which is what I'm going to show you, or you can do it the hard way by copying these hashes and throwing it through some other type of program like Hashcat or John the Ripper or something like that. But the Metasploit framework has packages in it, and Armitage, being a skin, integrates it with John the Ripper on the back end. So if I come to View and then Credentials, I get the credentials and I see all these hashes. Look, there's Bob. Bob already has one in there because I gave it to it. If I click Crack Passwords, it'll start cracking all the passwords. And you'll start seeing them pop up. Give it a second. There we go. There's your passwords. Need a screenshot of that for number 7 as well. So back here real quick, we have made our persistence with Telnet. We've dumped the passwords. We've cracked the passwords. And as doing our persistence, we've created a service already there with Telnet as well. So 6, 7, and 8 are done. Number 9. Let me show you a tool here through Kali that you can try and crack passwords as well if you weren't able to do it this way. Say you were just trying to brute force a system outright. The little dots down here on the show applications, if you click on that, under number 5, that is the password area. If you click on Hydra, not the cool looking Hydra, but the not so cool looking Hydra, or the dragon. That'll open up X Hydra. And what I need to see here basically is an attempt that you tried to crack the passwords. So a couple things. First and foremost, we need to have a password dictionary file. I grabbed one out of Fern Wi-Fi Cracker. Here's how I found it. I go into my Explorer, and under User, Share, if I scroll all the way down, I will have a folder called Word Lists, which has a bunch of shortcuts to it. I just went into Fern Wi-Fi, and you can use any of these. It's perfectly fine. I just grabbed that one because it's got a moderate number of passwords in the file. Okay, it's about 41K, 47K, something like that. It's not 5 gigs worth of passwords that's going to take Hydra days to parse through. Those types of dictionary files are best used when you have some sort of back-end, high-end GPU processing power that can pass it through that engine. So with this, if you, I saved it. All it is, I did a copy and I saved it to my desktop. If you go into that file, okay, you can see everything here, and you can even add passwords in there. I added the password 123 bang in here somewhere. I think I added the change me in here. I need to do one more for that. Let's do this. Change me 123. There we go. Save. Perfect. Done. All right. So I need to put in the target tab, the IP of the target. All right. The port that I'm going to try to log in on, port 23, protocol's telnet. Again, I'm looking for the attempt. If you're able to get the password, great. If not, don't worry about it. I'm going to show attempts. I'm going to be verbose. On the passwords tab, I'm going to use the username. I was going to give it Bob. And then the password, I'm going to select password list. And when I click into this field, it's going to open up and say, well, where do you want that? So I'm going to go to my desktop, click common.txt, and open. Okay. On tuning, I'm going to tell you right now, if you keep it at default 16, you're going to crash. You'll probably blue screen this poor Windows server. I'm going to cut that down to 4. All right, there's no proxy. You don't have to do any successful telnet login string. And then on start, just click start. And as it goes through, this is the screenshot I'm looking for, just the attempt. Okay, and for some reason it's coming up with password admin. I don't know why. 2 valid passwords found. Oh wow, so it found 2. I don't know why. It said 2, but it only came back with 1. Anyway, that's fine. You can screenshot that, and that will suffice for number 9. Okay? All right. Any questions on LAB1? This is going up tonight. Don't worry about it. All right, so I'm going to cancel out of that, and I'm going to shut down my Kali box because I don't need my Kali box for homework 3. So I'm just going to go ahead and power off my Kali box. And we'll go back to my CIS box. I don't need to be logged in either, so I'm going to log out. All right, so homework 3 is really, really straightforward. We're going to use a program called conboot. Get homework 3 up here real fast. Hang on. And see if I can do this in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Assignments. Okay, so homework 3, you're going to need 2 files. You, of course, need your homework file here. But you're also going to need, if you use, you can do homework 3 one of 2 ways. Okay, you can use this ISO that I provide you, the conboot CD, or you can go through the URL I believe I provide you here and get UBCD. If you use UBCD, that's perfectly fine. Go through the steps. There's just 2 ways, 2 different programs to get the same result. UBCD is a little more convoluted because you got to dump into the BIOS and do all kinds of other crazy stuff. But I'm looking for the last screenshot here that shows that you have access to the kernel, basically. All right. But I like using conboot instead, and here's why. Conboot's one of those nice, fun programs to have on a bootable USB, right? So that if you're ever doing a pen test and you get physical access to a machine, pop it in there, recycle the power, and watch the magic happen. Here's why. Okay, we got to prep it first in the VM world. In the physical world, we wouldn't have to do this. But in the VM world, we've got to basically come here, go to settings. Now, the machine can still be running. It's fine. We're going to go ahead to the CD DVD. and we're going to tell it to connect it power on, and we're going to tell it to use that conboot ISO. Now, I've downloaded that already. It should be in my downloads folder. So I go to my downloads folder. There it is right there. I select that. I click OK. And I'm going to click OK. Good. Now, if I had access to a machine, right, can't log in. I can't shut down. If I have access to the power, all I got to do is power it off. Not good, but it's going to suit my purpose because it'll come up and give me an error. But now that I have it to where it's going to boot to that con boot ISO, watch what happens. Do you guys know the punchline to this? Some of you do? Okay, we'll see. So get ready with your snippet tool, because you got to get this picture right here somewhere. That's what I'm looking for. That's going to go into your file. Once that runs through, tell it to boot normally. All right. And with this, once it comes up to your Control-Alt-Delete screen, watch what happens. And they make conboot for both Windows and Linux distributions as well. I've given you obviously the Windows one, but you can download the Linux one as well. Be careful with this, guys. Don't just go out and try this on, you know, your local public library computer, right? People may come up and tap you on the shoulder, and you know they might have handcuffs. So be real careful. So when I Control-Delete, I'm going to click on Administrator. Watch what happens. I'm not typing in any type of password here. Boop. Now I'm into the system. Okay. Now, the caveat to this, obviously, if you're doing this in real life, you have to have physical access to the device. You can't do this remotely. All right. So this is fun, you know, at parties with your friends and people that won't beat you up too badly. All right. When you have children later on, you can always threaten them that I can get into any of your computers that you ever want to try to keep me out of. I have used that before. So, and it's also good for system recovery. If someone does get into a system, they do change a password to an admin account. Oh, we're locked out forever. No, you're not locked out forever. As long as you have physical access, you can go in there, reset the administrator password, you're back to status quo. Questions on homework 3. I'm just looking for that screenshot of conboot. And if you want to provide another screenshot of, you know, that you logged into the system, that's good too. We can keep it real simple and a real easy 20 points. Any questions? Fantastic. I'm going to shut down now. So thank you, YouTube. Until next time, so there's 2 files for this week.